Hey, hi, it's Liz. I'm welcome to my tube. I made a new build. Check it out. It's a faith build. I made a build for the Dragon Cult incantations. I'm at level 80 plus 15 regular plus 6 somber weapons. Um, and I'm using my little dragon cult spells. They are okay. They're fine. They're not amazing. Um, and some of them kind of just mostly do the same thing. Like it's really just all a big lightning spear that you slam into the ground, and then something happens. Um, Whether it's like four directions of shockwaves, or like some frost comes out of it, or like you swing it instead of stabbing the ground with it, or something. They're all just basically hyper armored trade tools. Um, Lansax's glaive being sort of an exception to this because you are not hitting anyone with that shit. That's not happening. Uh, it's pretty fun. I've got a handful of weapons on it. You can see me here using the Clean Rot Knight sword, um, because it's a cool thrusting sword and it's good. And doesn't it look just a little bit like the Dragon Slayer spear that Ornstein uses, maybe a little. Um, and yeah, I've got a Shamshir that you would have seen in the first clip. I think I bring it out here in this one too. Uh, I've got a Uchigatana with fire, flame art infusion. It's just got regular unsheath on it. And yeah, just a handful of good stuff. Like I said, the incantations are actually like very uncomplicated. There's not a whole lot to say about the uses in regular combat. It's just kind of like worse Dragonclaw or Gavel of Haima, in that it's a hyper armored close range like trade tool, but it has no follow up. Um, they're fun to use, as anything that's a big dramatic attack that that has hyper armor is. But yeah, for the most part, they serve a lot of the same purposes. They're not very good in duels. I find people typically like most co-opers definitely stupid enough to run up on you and trade with a Dragon Cult incantation. The average like Taunter's Tongued solo host or like person who's actively seeking out PvP probably not gonna run into it as much. So yeah, you see me using it here. I literally can't hit this person with anything. Lightning Spear may be sort of the exception, the regular old Lightning Spear. It's just in general a really solid spell. I find it to be one of the best like basic ranged utility spells in the game. And Honed Bolt is the other exception, even though I honestly don't like that spell very much. I think Honed Bolt is a little bad. More on that later, I think. In any case, mostly it's going to be something that you use to trade with people, if you're using any of these spells. The best purpose that I've found for these incantations is one that I don't think I have a particular like example of in this video. But it is really cool if you can get into a situation where you can use it. Ancient Dragon's Lightning Spear and Ice Lightning Spear and Fortisax's Lightning Spear, which I don't have on this build just yet, are all projectiles, technically. So you... they're vertically moving projectiles. You don't throw them forward like regular Lightning Spear, you throw them down. So if you can get to the top of a ladder, you are unfuckwithable up there. No one can do shit to you from the top of a ladder. If they try to climb it, you will completely beat their ass. This Phantom is doing something that I don't like. I don't like when co-opers do. They're faking like they're gonna let me do a duel, and they're then just attacking. Like go whole hog on me or nothing at all. Like stay out of it or get in it. You can't have it both ways. Luckily, I have a huge dragon here that I can run back to if I am in danger, and they can't do a single thing about it. You can see Honed Bolt here doing some absolute work. It's pretty slow, I find. Like the initial cast is very, very slow. It dramatically sped up when you chain cast it, which is nice. But I found it to just be kind of slow to use in like the heat of the moment, which is it's fine because you're not really trying to use it in like the heat of the moment anyway. It's mostly like a get away and stay away kind of tool. But yeah, people can really just run up on you while you're casting it, so it's not always the best. I like Ancient Dragon's Lightning Strikes. I don't know if I've ever landed it. Actually, I might land one lightning strike in this video. It's not random like Death Lightning is, but that also means that it's easier to dodge. And it basically, they made Heavenly Thunder in Dark Souls 2, and it was like the best miracle in the game. It was insanely strong, and as all of the Firestorm likes were, but they have never made a miracle or an incantation that is as strong as that. Again, aside from like the fucking Fire... No, not Fire's Deadly Sin. What's the one? You know the one that you get from the Fire Giant Soul. It's Firestorm. It's Firestorm. You know Firestorm. In any case, yeah. I think this is maybe the one that I land Ancient Dragon's Lightning Strikes on. Anyway, I had already been in this world for like probably 2 or 3 minutes by the time that I started recording this clip. At the time that I recorded this video, I had set my Radeon software to record at like 3 minutes or something. I've upped it to 5-minute intervals now. Anyway, I think it's completely bullshit that Honed Bolt is slower than the Bolt of Grandsack's weapon art, because that thing is fucking nasty. You saw it did like 1,000 damage to me. Absolutely ridiculous. I'm trying to flank here, but I wait too long, and they head down toward the lower capital church. And I could have followed this way, and that probably would have been better. Because then I could wait for them to drop onto the roof of the church and, like, pelt them with shit from up above. But instead I try and I search for them for a minute and then realize where they are and go this way instead. Yeah. These spells are good. They have pretty limited use cases, but it's fine. Ancient Dragon's Lightning Strike is pretty bad, honestly. Regular lightning strikes, I think, is like maybe the worst of the lot. I don't think there's any good use for that that's not already achieved by Honed Bolt. It's slow and it doesn't do very much at all. It covers a really limited area and it kind of sucks. I think here I try to bait them to come out into the boss arena. I have no real incentive or, I have nothing to incentivize chasing after me here, nor do I have a way, like with Night Maiden's Mist, to, cause them to come after me. I did think that they might come after me there, so I threw a lightning spear into the ground. Not great. I'm using the Rift Shield on this character because it reminds me of the Dragon Eye from the Dragon Covenant in the Dark Souls games, except for 3. They didn't bring that back in 3, even though it was the best Covenant. I use this here, which there's no reason for me to use it while I'm at full health, really. But I think it actually does end up saving my ass as soon as I stop tripping over this hand and go into this invasion here. There's not much else for me to do here. This guy's pretty slow and he's fat rolling, so I'm able to get away with a couple of more risky casts of my slow spells. Lion's Claw is a sort of a big commitment as far as the animation goes. It's very long, and you can very easily sort of catch people with it. There is no way that this Phantom here is a normal level, I think. He is hitting very hard with both dex weapons and spells. So I think this is an over-leveled fellow. Plus he's wearing Malekith's outfit. I know you didn't get that at level 80. If you're here in this area. The poison is really doing a number on me. Anyway, what else is there to this build? I did end up sacrificing quite a lot in the making of this build. I want to use Fortisax's lightning spears, so I have used. That's the one case where Lansax's glaive lands, and it's because the guy's fat rolling. In any case, yeah, I wanted to find a this guy screaming. I wanted to find a use case for. Wait, no, that's not what I was saying. I was saying something about Fortisax's. Yes, I want to use Fortisax's lightning spear. Cannot have not killed Fortisax yet on this character. I feel like it's going to be a pain in the ass to do at level 15 or level 80 plus 15. Probably gonna grab like Stone of Garank and just throw it at his head until he dies. That's really the best strategy when he's resistant to every other damage type I deal. I don't know that it is gonna be more useful than any of the spells that I have on right now. I know that I was saying earlier that I wish that these spells had a follow-up, and technically that is kind of what Fortisax's is it's two lightning spears, one after the other. But the thing about Gavel of Haima and whatnot is that like those follow-ups are optional, and you can delay them a little bit to roll catch if you try hard enough. Now, this is a really boring clip for most of it, but I feel like I needed to keep the full thing in because it is so, like, the payoff is so good. I wish I could invade more on this tower because I feel like it's such a funny place to fight. Like, surely this would be like hilarious to invade here. But I think I've only invaded here ever like twice, and the other time, one of those times is here. The other time, the guy just killed himself before I ever got to see him. Whether that was intentional or not, I have no idea. But I start going up this ladder. I have Bestial Vitality on this build because they never leave home without it. That's the concession to unthemed, efficiency that I'm willing to make here. I get no Jar Cannon, I get no Giant's Flame Take Thee. I do get Bestial Vitality. I'm also using Breath of the Crucible. It's bad. It's not very good. It has no armor. And it has no range. So it's not even like the Dragon Breath, like the Dragon Communion spells where it's like useful. It's just like you can't do a whole lot with it. It hits like hard enough, I guess. It's lower commitment. There we go. That's good. I was in these guys' game for like a couple of minutes before this invasion began. And they were trying to gank at the Artist Shack. Luckily for me, they were being sporting enough to hunt me. So I get to lead them on a little chase. I'm like, okay, well, I know there's a fucking rune bear somewhere out here, so I'm gonna go towards that, or I'm gonna go towards the hell zone with all the archers. So I choose the archers and I run this way, and I forgot if the rune bear was here or not, I think. Anyway, yeah, they've got big weapons, they've got dual Reduvias, and they've got lots of healing spells. So they're like true blue gankers. This arrow startles me so bad, I shoot a lightning bolt into the distance. The other niche use case for Dragon Communion or Dragon Cult incantations, specifically for Lansax's Glaive, is you can absolutely fucking destroy somebody who's like waiting around a corner for you. It's really good at that. Because the blade itself will like go through the wall, and then also the spark shockwave that it has across the ground will go like it comes from the tip of the blade, so it's not cut off by the wall either. So you can always like at least get chip damage if somebody's trying to gank you from like a crowded or like a tiny little room. Which you can also see in the video that I posted before this one, in which I'm also using this build against some gankers. Yeah. So that's the other big useful, almost uniquely useful thing about this build, is you can whip somebody around a corner with it. I'm really surprised these guys follow me this far. Like they straight up follow me like right up to the archers. It's really great. Aside from so I run away. I go hide behind the archers. There's no sense in chasing them. If they want me, they'll come get me. So yeah, to wrap up this this invasion here, I swapped to Taker's cameo because I know that they're fighting at least one enemy over there. I get a little bit of healing. It adds to my bestial vitality regeneration here. And then I see them coming. I swap back to my thing because I need this cast speed. They're slow as fuck, my spells, so need them. They are, I think, a bit caught off guard, so I managed to kill that guy with Flaming Strike. What a great spell, or Ash of War rather. It's such a nice nice little ability to have. So I could probably have stayed in the middle there, and they would have just kept getting pelted by that archer. But I also need to keep moving because they're both using a big-ass weapon, and I can be easily killed by them. I don't have very good armor on this build. I have 12 endurance because I had to give up endurance and dexterity to meet the requirements for a spell that I don't yet have. I think that we'll get to see another good use of Ancient Dragon's Lightning Spear here. Boom, knock him over, and get him running away. No Gavel of Haima, but it'll do. It's fine. I need to get better at my rapier roll catches, because I'm pretty good at the halberd ones from my 125 strength build with the Knight Rider Glaive. Not so good yet with this. So I look around. Where is the host but running away? He is trying to leave. I'm like, where'd he go? Where'd he go? He's leaving. Without even burying his comrades. What a sad end for a sad little man. I'll see you next time. Have a good day.